It's the same guy from the store. I'm a little confused. I'm like, yo, what is this nigga doing here? But, you know, people can relax at a park. I had no problems with it. That's when my sister notices me looking at the guy and she goes, oh yeah, him? He's here every day. Every day? I already know what you're thinking. This title gotta be fake. And I wish it was, but this actually happened to me. A lot of you can make your own assumptions at the end of what was actually gonna happen. But mind you, I lived in Florida. And niggas is crazy out there. Y'all be really wildin'. Okay, so during this time I was really broke and I needed a job. I was applying for a lot of places, but there wasn't a lot of places hiring. That was the issue. And I have a bad history with jobs. Like every job I seem to work at always seems to end very badly for me. I usually end up hating everybody there. And you couldn't win. If I worked at a fast food restaurant, I smelled like freaking grease stick. And if I'm working at a retail store, I'm stuck there listening to freaking Mariah Carey on repeat. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times it was just hard for me to get a good job or a job I genuinely liked. But I never worked at a grocery store before. And it just so happened, a grocery store actually reached out for me. Now, I'm not gonna say the name, but it rhymes with Win Wixie. Now, I'm gonna give you an honest review. I hated that place too. As soon as I got there, I hated it. The customers were annoying and entitled. And my boss was damn near a slave master. Also, she was always gone. Like when you needed her, she was always gone. And anytime you had to speak to her, it always felt like you were getting talked down to. Like, let me give you an example. Hey, ma'am, I've been working a lot and like, you know, I've been missing all my breaks. Like, I usually have to eat my food after work now. Like, you think it's okay if I just get today off or get off a little early? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not your fault. I mean, like, you're sorry that you a weak ass bitch. I got worse things going on in my life. You haven't been through anything. Get back out there and work. That's basically the gist of how conversations will go with her. There was actually no point in going to her about anything. But let me get off this rant. So, it was one day I was working and one of the managers walked up to me and was like, hey, can you go restock the cereal aisle? I said, yeah, and made my way over and started boxing stuff up. About 30 minutes go by. That's when I hear someone say, excuse me, young man. I look back and it's this dude in a wheelchair. He says to me, can you grab something from me on the top shelf? I said, hell yeah, wheelman. That's when he goes, you real nice and tall and strong. I was like, all right, no ditty, but appreciate it. He proceeds to go, how much do they pay you here? I said, I'm gonna be honest with you, not much, bro. I make about 600 every 2 weeks. He goes, that will not do. I got a proposition for you. I can make you a lot more. At first, I didn't want to hear anything this dude had to say until he brought up more breach. I said, okay, how much and doing what? He proceeds to tell me he has his own restaurant and that he already had a couple workers, but he was looking for more. And I already should have picked up on red flags because this man said I was his exact type. What the hell do you mean? As an employer, what do you mean I'm your exact type? But then this man says, hey, it's starting at 20 an hour. Now, to some people in this day and age, that's not a lot. But to me, that was a lot. And mind you, during this whole conversation, I was extremely uncomfortable. I mean, he kept interjecting with little rambles like, you seem real strong. Like you can lift a lot. You got nice quads. I'm sorry. Yo, that's crazy. Anyways, I get his info and I go straight home. And I look up the location he gives me. And everything happens in this exact same day. So I look up the location and it's in a weird part of town, like a really ghetto and dangerous area. I mean, literally, if you drive through there at night, no one's outside, bro. This shit looks like Gotham. But that was enough of a red flag for me not to go. I was like, yo, okay, any respectable business is not gonna be put there. Like, that's when my sister walks into my room and she's like, hey, you trying to go smoke at the park? I said, hell yeah. I was working all day. I needed to go to Zootyland. We pull up to the park and we step out. That's when I noticed on the dock was a guy in a wheelchair. He looked really familiar. So I do a little scope in with my eyes. It's the same guy from the store. I'm a little confused. I'm like, yo, what is this nigga doing here? But, you know, people can relax at a park. I had no problems with it. That's when my sister notices me looking at the guy and she goes, oh yeah, him? He's here every day. Every day? She goes, what, have you never seen that homeless guy before? And that's when it hit me. I've seen this guy all around town multiple times, bro. You'll see him at gas stations. You'll see him at stores just sitting there. It made my stomach drop. Because how did I not recognize this dude? And the fact that he was able to make such a convincing lie to me. Okay, it wasn't that convincing. I just wanted money. But the fact that he lied to me like that, what was he planning with me? Especially on the side of town he wanted me to meet him at. I feel like something bad was supposed to happen once I got there. He probably tried to do this to a lot of people, but there was no one gullible enough until he found me. I look at my sister, I said, yo, are you sure he's homeless? She's like, yes, he's here every single day. I'm thinking I was up. Whole time, dude just wanted my booty meat. I had to tell my sister, yo, let's go to another park, bro. Once we got to the other park, I don't know if it was because I was smoking, but I was actually tweaking. For some reason, I didn't tell my sister that I almost ran into wheelchair Diddy. I'm gone.